The phone's glow burned my eyes in the dark. Its screen a cold accusation. It was 2:17 a.m., and the notification, a single heart emoji from a contact named Coffee Guy, pulsed like a wound. My fiancée, Elise, slept beside me, her breathing soft and steady, unaware of the storm clawing through my chest. I stared at the message, my thumb hovering over the screen, afraid to swipe, afraid to know. The heart wasn't just a symbol. It was a crack in the foundation of everything I thought we were. I'd seen the name before, buried in her contacts. Dismissed as some barista she tipped too well at the cafe where she worked on her novel. He's just friendly, she'd said last month when I noticed her laughing at a text, her fingers dancing over the keys with a warmth I hadn't seen in weeks. I'd laughed it off then, told myself I was paranoid, but now, in the suffocating quiet of our bedroom, that heart emoji felt like a blade pressed against my throat. I didn't wake her. Instead, I slipped out of bed, the hardwood cold against my bare feet, and padded to the living room. The city hummed faintly beyond the window, its distant sirens and flickering lights a mirror to my unraveling thoughts. I sat on the couch, clutching her phone, my pulse hammering in my ears. The lock screen, a photo of us at the pier last summer, her head on my shoulder, mocked me. I knew her passcode. She'd shared it freely, a gesture of trust. Now it felt like a trap. Typing the code, my fingers trembled. Her messages opened, and there was a thread with Coffee Guy. Not just one heart, but dozens, scattered across weeks of texts. "Miss you already," he'd written 3 days ago. "Can't wait to see you," she'd replied, with a winking emoji that twisted my stomach. I scrolled further, each message a fresh cut. They weren't explicit, not yet, but the intimacy was undeniable. Late-night chats, inside jokes, a photo of her smiling in a cafe booth, her hair catching the sunlight. My vision blurred, not from tears, but from the sheer weight of betrayal pressing down. I wanted to scream, to hurl the phone against the wall, but instead, I sat frozen, replaying every moment of the past few months. The late nights she'd spent writing. The way her laugh had felt distant, like it belonged to someone else. The time she'd brushed off my touch, claiming she was tired. I'd chalked it up to stress. Her novel wasn't selling. Her job at the bookstore was draining. But now those excuses felt like lies I'd fed myself to avoid the truth. The floor creaked behind me. Elise stood in the doorway, her silhouette framed by the dim hallway light. "What are you doing?" Her voice was sharp, not sleepy, like she'd been awake, waiting. I held up the phone, my hand steady despite the chaos inside. "Who's Coffee Guy, Elise?" Her eyes flicked to the screen, then back to me. For a moment, I saw fear, but it vanished, replaced by something harder. She crossed her arms, her oversized t-shirt slipping off one shoulder. "Wow, so jealous over a few emojis." She rolled her eyes, but the gesture was forced, her lips tight. "Don't," I said, my voice low, dangerous. "Don't play this off." I read the messages. Her face changed then, the defiance cracking. She stepped closer, her bare feet silent on the rug. "It's not what you think, Matt. He's just a friend. Someone I talk to about stuff." "Stuff." I stood, towering over her, though it didn't feel like power. It felt like falling. "You're texting him at midnight, sending hearts, telling him you miss him." "That's not stuff, Elise. That's something else." She flinched, but her jaw set. "You're blowing this out of proportion." "I'm not cheating." "I'd never." Her voice broke, and for a second, I wanted to believe her. I wanted to cling to the woman who'd cried in my arms when her dad died, who'd whispered she loved me under the stars. But the phone in my hand was heavy with evidence, and my heart was heavier still. "Then why lie?" I asked, stepping closer, my voice cracking. "Why hide it? If he's just a friend, why didn't you tell me?" "Because you'd react like this," she snapped, her eyes flashing. "You're always so intense. You make it a thing, and it's not. It's just someone who gets me, okay? Someone who doesn't make me feel like I'm failing all the time." Her words hit like a punch. Failing? I'd spent years supporting her, paying rent when her bookstore checks ran short, reading every draft of her novel, cheering her on when she doubted herself. "Failing," I echoed, my voice hoarse. "Elise, I've given you everything. And maybe that's the problem, she whispered, her eyes glistening. Maybe I don't want to be your project. Maybe I just want to feel free. The room spun. Free? From me? From us? I thought of the ring hidden in my sock drawer, the one I'd planned to give her next month. The proposal I'd rehearsed in my head, imagining her tears of joy. Now those dreams felt like ash. I turned away, staring at the city lights, trying to anchor myself. Is there someone else? I asked, barely audible. Just tell me the truth. Silence stretched, thick and suffocating. Then, her voice, small and broken, I don't know. It wasn't a confession, but it wasn't a denial. It was worse. A limbo where love and betrayal tangled, impossible to untie. I wanted to rage, to demand answers, but all I could do was sink back onto the couch, the phone slipping from my hand. She didn't move to pick it up. She didn't move at all. The next morning, she was gone. No note, no text, just her side of the bed cold and empty. Her laptop was still open on the kitchen table, the screen glowing with an unfinished chapter of her novel. I didn't read it. I couldn't. Instead, I found myself scrolling through her messages again, searching for something, proof, closure, anything. That's when I saw it, a new message from Coffee Guy, timestamped an hour ago. I'm here when you're ready. It read, followed by an address. My heart stopped. It wasn't just a cafe. It was an apartment downtown, one I didn't recognize. I sat there, the city waking up outside, horns blaring, life moving on while mine crumbled. I could go to that address. I could confront them, demand the truth, tear apart whatever this was. But as I gripped my keys, my eyes caught the photo on her lock screen again, us smiling whole. And I realized the betrayal wasn't just hers. It was mine, too, for believing love could be enough. I didn't go to the address. Instead, I placed the ring on the kitchen table, its diamond glinting in the morning light, and walked out the door. Some truths, I decided, were better left unknown.